Okay, so Sergeant Nestor received report about possible controlled substance use. The reporter indicated that Nick lives at his house and with Kayla, and he lives with Kayla, and will remove the children. The reporter indicated that 4 people from the church had gone to him reporting possible controlled substance use and a questionable relationship with an adult couple. See, look, we are already weaving our way through this, and you could start thinning stuff out. That's where we're going. See how easy it is? You can remove those things. Like, I know Nick likes to play Mad Libs. Like, unlike Nick, honey, unlike the Bible, this is where you actually do that. Can you remove things and still get the right outcome? Now, let's get through this. So let's keep going. Let's keep reading here. So it was reported that Immolts may have been staying in the home with the Ricadas, and the home was in disarray and cluttered. Okay, perfect. It was reported from a church preschool teacher the children had complained about not being fed. Okay, and yeah, we'll remove all that 3 or 4 days at a time and would start to smell. Getting rid of it. Getting rid of it. And then here it's just the comments about Nick looking like a lush, looking like he's doing the yayo of some sort. Pure higher drug driving a car around. That Nick would walk out of sermons randomly. You know, Kayla is looking really bad too, and they seem to look like they've lost a lot of weight. Yep. So there you go, chat. Notice we've removed that. You can still figure stuff out here. So they talk about reviewing the blogs. Doesn't help, nothing we have to cut out. Don't have to cut out anything more there. It's apparent, we keep going here, and we'll even take out the stuff involving Aaron's kids. Imhold indicates in this blog that Nicholas needs help and needs to get help for his kids because of the substance use. See, look, there we go. We're eliminating all the stuff about kids. We're just getting rid of all of it, chat, and it's just going to be, you can get rid of this, like, follow along with me. We're going to do like Bob Ross style, happy little redactions. You can go along with me here, and you'll see it works, because now we're into Nick riding the white stallion, doing that booger sugar, just chugging down that cocaine with his nose. And notice now we don't have anything else there regarding the children. Okay, so your affidavit's requesting the search for the above listed items in relation to the welfare of the children, and then we'll skip that, in relation to a controlled substance investigation. Your affidavit is also requesting to search Nick. See, there you go. See, look, I removed all the stuff about the kids, chat, and look how much we got rid of at the end of the day. Look at this. This is not that much. We're going to zoom out here. How much do you think we got rid of? Just bits and pieces. Just bits and pieces. So that's why, once again, it's not a hard thing to come in here. And look, we've already deleted bits and pieces of things. And look, all gone, all done. Took all the shit out about kids. Like 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence, 4 sentence, 5, 6 sentences total. 5 or 6 sentences total, and that's what Nick, they're all crying about. Like, see, we got rid of it all. We got rid of it all. I got rid of all the mentions of the children. Done. Does it still look like a pretty substantial report? Yeah. It is. It is. That's because it is. Less than a paragraph of over 3 pages. Yep. Monster kill. But don't worry, guys. The prosecutor is not done. The prosecutor is not done. So Detective Pomplum went on to review the social media of the defendant's husband. These videos are available to the public. They are. Detective Pomplum noted a dramatic change in Nick's appearance. He lost weight, appears tired, and overall appears strung out, which is common for drug users. These videos were recorded in the home of the defendant. Yes, once again, do not document yourself committing crimes, chat. Detective Pomplum also reviewed the social media of Aaron Imholt. In his videos, Imholt talks about experimenting with cocaine and other substances. There are no direct statements by Imholt the defendant was using drugs. Pomplum pointed out that Imholt insinuated use by the defendant, but not directly state that. And that's fine because the inference can be drawn. In the application for the search warrant, Pomplum notes there was a pre-existing relationship between Kayla and Aaron by referring to their prior videos. And they say Detective Pomplum included there may have recently had a falling out between Aaron and the Ricadas and Kayla. He also indicated that Aaron and April had separated. Pomplum informed the issuing magistrate that April and Kayla were no longer on good terms. Don't worry, Nick is going to force you to live together. Aaron also talked about a video where Kayla appeared to be under the influence of a controlled substance. And they say Pomplum did not rely on that statement alone, and he didn't. Detective Pomplum watched Nick Ricada's video for himself. Detective Pomplum has been trained as a DRE where he has received specialized training to identify the signs and symptoms when someone is under the influence of drugs. Based on a review of the video, Pomplum stated the defendant was showing signs of being under the influence of a controlled substance. While Pomplum could not perform sobriety testing, he is able to recognize the physical signs of being under the influence of drugs. They are observed visually, and they can be observed in the person and through videos. Yeah, I mean, it's very much, like, oh, she's walking through, like, oh, I'm good. It's just like if you get really drunk, chat, you think, oh, I'm the toast of the town, and everybody loves me. When in reality, you're blackout drunk and just you're like, ah, let's do a keg stand. That's everybody thinks that, everyone thinks there's somebody who's refined and acting like they're in the New Yorker. No, when you get blackout drunk, you're a lunatic. That's all of us. So that's a human condition. Now, she keeps going to discuss other things here. The judge just has to make the practical common sense decision. They do not have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the subject of the search warrant is guilty. And that's true because even if you could do that, there's been no opportunity for him to defend himself. Probable cause requires only a probability or substantial chance of criminal activity, not an actual showing of such activity. The significant fact not being whether particular conduct is innocent or guilty, but the degree of suspicion that attaches to particular types of non-criminal acts. That's true. If you're hanging out and looks like you're looking a little sketchy, and you're playing with a lockpick on a bridge, trying to play with a bridge full of locks, that's one thing. But if you're creeping around an office building in town in the middle of the night, yeah, that's going to look a little weird if they see you playing with the door. And I say, thus, innocent or non-criminal activity can contribute to the totality of circumstances on which a finding of probable cause is based. And that is true, and that's a sad part about it, but that can happen. Now, cops may rely on training experience to draw on their affidavits. Pomplum relied on a specialized training as a former drug recognition expert. That's a bit of an issue, though. Now he's a former drug recognition expert. Well, how long ago were you a drug recognition expert, Pomplum? Because it says your prior 15 years as a law enforcement officer, but how long has it been since you've taken the class? Have there been changes? I don't know. Have there been big changes in the drug recognition world? We don't know the answers to this. Nick and Kayla are also experts in drug recognition. Yes, just like in training day, a narcotics officer must know and love narcotics. So I have a bit of an issue. How long was he former? We don't know the answer to that yet. Let's say based on training and experience, including looking at pictures of people and their pupils, he was able to articulate the signs of controlled substance abuse he observed in Nick's videos. Even a layperson could have done that. Even if there was an innocent explanation for some of these indicators, that does not negate Pomplum's training and experience and deductions he's able to make based upon those indicators. Now, his subsequent investigation and personal observation of Nick and his videos corroborated the information provided to Deputy Nestor about the ongoing substance use in the home. And that's true. And as I said, guys, the information you learn later in the case in this situation does turn around and vindicate and corroborate the information they received right off the bat. And they say the totality of these facts establish a direct connection between drugs and Kayla's house. Even if this were marginal or doubtful, the Supreme Court has mandated that resolution of such cases should be largely determined by the preference to be according to warrant. Still hate this? Nope. Do not like it. Do not like it. Do not like it. It should not be how it's done. But it is what it is. So they talk about, once again, great deference to the magistrate's determination. And they say, with this in mind, the search warrant application taken as a whole demonstrates the issuing magistrate had a substantial basis for conducting the probable cause existed to support the search warrant. Yep. And they say with the application together, in a practical common sense approach, there is a substantial basis to conclude that contraband or evidence of controlled substances would be found in the defendant's home. So they say, therefore, the motion challenging probable cause should be denied in its entirety. And signed by Krista Pierce. Remember, guys, Nick was saying she was still learning how to use a computer. She's doing pretty good now. I'm just saying there, Nick. Just saying there, buddy.